What is up, YouTube? We're back with a brand new YouTube video, and I'm so excited to make this video about Pokemon Sword and Shield. So a lot of you guys been asking in the chat, how did you get a team that is good enough to take on all these gyms so fast? And I'm here struggling, trying to train my butt off to get the best team. Well, I'm going to show you guys how to do it. It's fairly simple, fairly easy. Everyone has access to this, and you don't really have to overthink it at all. All right, so let's hop into the gameplay. Let me show you what to do, and I promise you, you'll beat the next gym you're at, and you'll beat the champion by the time you're done watching this. Let's go. So a lot of people don't utilize this area. I kept seeing complaints about coming to the wild. I was being told the Pokemon are too strong, the ones I'm running into, the ones that pop out. Well, guess what? That's the best part. Every single time you beat a gym leader, you get to catch Pokemon up to a certain level. So what you want to do is you want to explore the areas and find Pokemon of the highest level that you can catch. So when you first start out and you first get out here, you're gonna run into this Ownz here, for example, right? And I believe most of your Pokemon are probably around like level 5 at the time. And you run into this guy and you're like, okay, well, this Ownz for me is level 60. Well, he's going to be around a little bit higher of a level for you guys. So what you guys want to do is you're going to realistically use a decent amount of your Pokemon. You're going to realistically use a decent amount of your Pokemon to get these guys weakened and to be able to catch them. And what's going to happen is, as you progress deeper into the wild, and I'm gonna skip ahead once we beat up this Ownz, you're gonna see that there's a lot higher level Pokemon, a lot of different types of level Pokemon, and you will have the capability of catching these Pokemon as long as you're up to a certain badge level, as long as you're up to a certain gym level where the Pokemon that you're running into are around the same level you are. You're going to be running into Pokemon that are anywhere between 10, 15, sometimes 20 levels higher than you. But make sure it's the ones that pop out. The ones that when you're running by an area, boom, he popped out. Boom. I believe they're all going to be level 60 for me now. But realistically, what's going to happen is when you run into a lot of these bigger Pokemon, they're going to be usually 5, 10, sometimes 15 levels higher than you are. And you're going to want to get them as additions to your team. Now, what's fascinating is I had some level I was able to catch some level 45s at the time based on what the highest gym I can catch was, and I believe that that's what they progress a lot of these Pokemon to be, based on what's the highest level you can catch. And your Pokemon might not be able to fight the one of your Pokemon. You might have to use an entire team to weaken it and catch it, and based on how fast you progress, because if I have my highest Pokemon, let's say, is level 30, and I can catch Pokemon up to level 40, what it's going to do is it's going to boost you up. It's going to help you take on the next gym, take on the next badge. Make sure you check out what kind of Pokemon there are. You need a fire type Pokemon to help take on the next gym leader. Make sure you're looking around. Hey, what is the fire type I can catch around here? What's the water type I can catch around here? Don't forget that you can swim to these other islands as well. Once you get a bike that lets you go on the water, don't forget that there's a lot of areas to explore around here. There's a lot more to explore than you realize. There's all different types. You gotta use the wild and take advantage of the wild to the point where you're getting access to all these different types of Pokemon, and it's huge here. You have access to every single type of Pokemon you can think of is in this area. This middle island over here, you'll get Pokemon popping out. Boom, boom. Look at all this. All these evolved forms, all these higher levels. Now, because of the fact that I can catch up to any level, they're all going to be level 60 for me. And you want to be out here. You want to be grinding, getting your team and getting all different types, as these are going to be the best Pokemon for you. I keep being told from people, hey, Everyone tells me use my rare candy so I can level up my current Pokemon. Everyone keeps telling me that there has to be I have to do X, Y, and Z. I gotta go to the highest route. Take advantage of the wild. The wild is your best friend. The wild is the most access you have to all these different types, and they're based, if they're running out and they're the big form, they're gonna be towards the higher level spectrum for you. Just make sure you can catch the level Pokemon you're at. If you're not, go back a little area. They go up levels based on the area you are at. So make sure that you guys are looking at the levels. Make sure you guys get the types you need to take on the certain gyms you're at, and you're gonna progress all the way through. If you guys actually look at my current team, every single Pokemon that I have in my team right now, except for my starter, I have either caught in the wild or I'd used wild Pokemon to catch it, just like the Eternatus that you get later on in the storyline. And most of the Pokemon that I used when it came to fighting in the semifinals, when it came to fighting the champion and moving forward, have been all Pokemon I've caught in the wild, and they're all the big form bodies, where they're all the higher level forms of them. So you can you get a massive advantage when you're level 30 and you're catching level 40s. So when you go and you fight the next gym leader who has 30s, and you have the best type that you can have to fight against them, as I'm fighting a level 65 right now, which I'm 100% going to catch this guy, where you're fighting a gym that has all level 30 Pokemons, and you have a higher type Pokemon than them as well, the best type of and the efficient type of Pokemon to fight, as well as the fact that you're a higher level and your whole team's going to be a higher level. You are at a massive advantage over them. So be smart about it. If you want to catch duplicates so you can go do the random trade with people, swap with people, be smart about it. Go to the wild, spend an hour or two in here, try to catch as much as you can. Don't forget that you can go back to the starting area to heal your current starters, and you don't have to go flying back to towns. You don't have to go wasting all your potions. Once you get into a fight, whether you catch the Pokemon or you have to run away because of the fact that you took too much damage, just heal up, get into the next battle. All right. Let's just catch this real quick. Show you guys how I can literally add a level 65. And there we have it. Got myself just literally the highest level Pokemon I'm gonna have on my team right now. I just caught it, and it's that easy. Honestly, this is the most efficient way that I have found of building the best team for yourself. It's not going to be the best long-term option, as you want to be able to level the Pokemon so you can get the best moves with them, and when you go make your team that you're going to be using for the versus battles and your long-term battles and all like that. But if you guys want to level up Pokemon quick, you guys want to get the best progression, to get faster through all the gyms and through the champions, this is going to be the most efficient way for you to do it. It's going to give you the best overall team roster. Like, look at these guys, how beautiful they are. So what I would do a lot on stream was, once we beat certain gyms, I would hop in to the wild area, and you'll see the massive difference between some of the levels of the Pokemon, where I'd run into a Bunnelby that was level 10, but I'd catch an Eldegoss that was 22. I would, you get a Nuzleaf that's level 7, then I get a Grubbin that's 19. But as I would beat these gyms and I kept fighting, and I'd go back into the wild, I would start catching Pokemon that were significantly stronger than a lot of the Pokemon that were currently a part of my team, and then they would become members of my team, where I'd run into a lot of these level 11s, but then a Duskull would pop out, a big one, and it's level 26. And as I kept progressing, as I kept going on, I started running into higher level Pokemon. As I beat gym leaders, I would just run back into the wild, and I'm running into level 40s. And as you can see, like the regular Zigzagoon, before a big Sigilyph would jump out, the Sigiliph's level 40, but the other Pokemon they were similar level to my team, which was basically not even 30 at the time. But I'd get a Siglift that's 40 and I just threw that on my team right away. I'd run into Halacha and it's 40, and then well, the Dusk's not fair because I caught this, it was I think level 50, and I got all the way up to level 65. But you can see the massive differences between when I started beating certain gyms. I would come back and I would get myself, you know, all these level 40s and all these like, as the boxes go on, you can tell when I went back to the wild. You can tell when I would run back and go, hey, I want to improve my team. I want to get a better team so I can go fight the next gym. And I get all these different types. I would make sure that I'd had the most effective types to take on the next gym leaders. And you can just tell by the levels. You can tell that when I would go back, and now they're all 60s and 50s. With that being said, I believe that this is the most efficient method if you want to quickly get through the game, you want to quickly progress your team, you want to get all different types where you can take on the next leaders. Hop back in the wild. After you beat every gym, just take a quick journey, you know, get on your bike, drive around a little bit. As they pop out, catch them. They're gonna be significantly stronger than a lot of the next gym leaders. And while you're catching them and getting XP, don't forget that your team is leveling up as well. So if there's a certain type that's in your team that you're like, hey, I want to level this guy up, make sure to throw him in your team so when you're catching the Pokemon, you can get there. Now, if you use this method, you liked it, this is something that you're like, hey, wow, okay, I'm actually gonna go run to the wild now. Make sure you guys like this video, comment, subscribe. I want to make some more Pokemon content. We have a whole series of episodes of gameplay that is basically gonna be going all the way from when we started the game till when we finish the entire game till we're shiny hunting. So if you guys want to check that out, I have a whole playlist of that. Check that out. And if you guys have any comments, any questions on what you guys want me to look at, get better at, feel free. Thank you so much. If you made it this far in the video, comment I love Alan, and I'll see you guys in the next one.